The Runechild Saga, Part 3, Sovereign of Darkness, written by Paul Wilson, narrated by Robert Sebastian Cooper.
Chapter 1. Without any pressure upon the underside of her feet, or in fact any part of her body, Tolaine knew she was not in touch with the ground. She wasn't falling, though. There was no buffeting of wind in her hair or the roar of speed in her ears. She felt none of the panic associated with uncontrolled descent, the utter terror that came with having no power to alter what the end result would undoubtedly be. Instead, she had a sensation of suspension, motionless in spite of the certainty that she was indeed moving. The swirling tug of feathery air magic brushed against Tolaine's face like a breeze. She could discern nothing through the blurred screen before her eyes. All objects and shapes melted into obscurity. The colours washed out into whites and greys and blended together in a hazy mix of horizontal lines that shifted around her with silent alacrity. She imagined this was what it must look like to be on the inside of a tornado, albeit a very gentle one. Within seconds it was over. The mist faded away and reality filtered back in, giving slow solidity to her surroundings. There was a nagging fear at the back of the girl's mind, a festering splinter of doubt that told her the magic she had pulled to her command had not worked the way she had wanted it to. But when everything came back into focus, she discovered she need not have worried. It was immediately apparent that she was no longer in the bowels of Bayleck Keep. The bleak grey slabs of stone that had channeled her and her friends through the fortification's interior had now changed into living lengths of green. Tolaine took a deep breath and held it a while as the open air became more and more real, returning to her senses, the sense that had abandoned her the moment she had entered the human city. Her ears pricked up at the hum of insects and birds, and the glow of the sun on her face warmed her chilled bones. Her legs became heavy as they took upon them the weight of her body once again. But it was neither hard-packed, cobbled street nor smooth flagstone passageways that pressed against her soles, only soft, uneven and grass-covered earth. She was outside and far away from the city of Bayleck, if she were any judge. Profound relief cleared the girl's lungs, and her entire body grew at ease. The last uplifting currents of magical energy began to fade and die away. Tolaine hardened herself as best she could, understanding and accepting that she would now find out how much of a toll the recent struggle at the keep had exacted upon her. She became aware of it immediately, the creeping menace that came with every use of magic. The power she had employed to bring herself and her friends here retired from her veins, retreating into the centre of her body from whence it came to leave a void in its place, an emptiness that shrunk her vitality. The girl tried to keep her chin up, but the muscles of her neck had other ideas, and her head slouched forward, eyelids drooping. Her entire upper body sagged, and her legs threatened to fall beneath her, no longer able to hold her up. Her eyes were almost closed now. How she wanted to rest! There was a new pressure upon her then, firm and supporting. Through her dull senses she registered sound. Someone was speaking. It sounded like someone she thought she should know, the speech like something she'd heard before, perhaps in a dream. The words became clearer as renewed vigour flowed through her aching body. "Weakness and light. Alyssa, lend us your might. Banish weakness and blight. Alyssa, lend us your might. Banish—" A name came to Tolaine's mind. Milton, Brother Milton, the holy man from the city of Bayleck. He was a priest of Alyssa, the goddess of light and life. There was a flicker of movement on her lips as she tried to smile. Who better to fight the darkness and death polluting the city? Her body was filling with energy as quickly
Sample complete. Ready to continue?